Okay, everybody, let's take a quick look at factoring review 2G. Okay, so we've got another trinomial here. First thing I want to do is take a look at what's common. And actually, in this case, you should see a little bit that's common here. Between the 6, the 33, and the 45, okay, now it might not be obvious in the 45, but certainly between the 6 and the 33, there's a common factor of 3 there. So I'll take that and write that out front. Remember, the idea behind common factoring is that I'm going to write this in a way that shows me that this is being distributed to 3 terms here. And then notice I've got a factor of x in all 3 terms, so I'm going to put an x here. And it's going to be to the power of 1 because that is the smallest power of exponent on the x that I see. So 3x has been distributed to these 3 terms here. Now, what terms were they distributed to? Well, 3x times 2x squared, that gives me 6x cubed. 3x times 11x gets me 33x squared. 3x times, well, and this might not be as obvious, but 15, okay, is going to get me 45. Oh, sorry, a little bit of a brain fart there. Okay, so now what I got to do here is I've got my 3x and I've got this trinomial here. Now I want to see if I can factor this thing. So I start this the way I have done the last few here. I'm going to take the 2x squared multiplied by 15, so it's going to be 30x squared. And then I'm going to take the 11x, and it should go here. So I'm looking for 2 terms, 2 expressions whose product is 30x squared and whose sum is 11x. Now this one right here, I think you should probably find pretty quickly here, because I think most people, when you think factors of 30, I think most of the time people jump to 5 and 6 pretty quickly here. Remember that these are not necessarily values in the binomials. These are our outside and our inside products here. So that's going to be 5x. Let's say this is 6x. So now the first 2 terms in each of these binomials, their product needs to be 2x squared. But the first term here multiplied by the last term here, that product needs to be 5x. So this one is a factor of 2x and 5x. Well, 2 and 5 are both prime. So the best that we can say here is basically to ignore the coefficients. The best I can do is put an x there. Okay? Now, to get 2x squared, this term and this term have to multiply that 2x squared. This would have to be 2x. Okay? This term here, the first term in this first binomial multiplied by the last term in this second binomial, they have to be 5x, which means over here, the value that I'm missing is the plus 5. These 2 terms, the first term of the second binomial and the last term of the first binomial, their product has to be 2x. Sorry, it has to be 6x, my mistake right there. The 2x is there, which means I'm missing a factor of 3. And so in factored form, that would be 3x times x plus 3 times 2x plus 5.